Ravens will match up with the New York Jets. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. And Darnold just beating the play clock. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. Now a first down carry by Bell. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Mike 29. We ain't giving him nothing, lady. 29 is Mike 29. He don't know no better. 29.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run on first down. Bell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. This is the rookie from Oklahoma State, Justice Hill. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 22, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 27 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go. Stop your whining. Shoot.
Got a man, it's Brown. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Let's go, D. Mike's 57's right. Watch the pass. Here we go. Neil, slam. Check three.
And Jackson throwing once more. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Kill.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Justice Hill, his 17th touchdown now on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here one.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Gets it to his running back, Cannon. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Darnold. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
No, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Hey, that's scared. That's scared. Quick the edge. Come. Check. Shoot.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On the carry, it's Hill. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete.
Jackson's pass intended for Miles Boykin.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away.
On the punt for the Ravens.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On 2nd and 15 now. Darnold goes underneath for Bell. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Darnold from the gun. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Watch the quick. Watch the quick.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 57 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well, plays like that make the O coordinator look like a genius, but I don't think he saw that play going that well.
No, I don't think so either. But, boy, it all worked out perfectly. They caught them in the right defense. Guys dropping off into coverage, their eyes averted somewhere else. And guess what? He filled the void with his legs.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Jets
Here we
take
go.
over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, come on, no, come on, no. Yo, 80. Hey, check Mike 45. Hey, Zoo. Get that quarterback at all costs. 45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Peters came screaming in on the corner blitz.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Switch. Switch. And 80. 45's the mic. On the arm. On the arm. Check 45's the mic. Check 45.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He's looking deep for Bell. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This will be taken short. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
57, Mike, 57. Here we go, D. Hey, just clean.
From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got it.
Now it's Jackson. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and 12, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Bryant is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want.
Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
45.
Here's Darnold. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Here we go, lady. Check 31.
On first down, it's Bell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
45. Mike, 45.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold, nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Third and long, it's Darnold. Open man is Anderson. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Here's Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Matt Judon has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
A 31-yard attempt.
And Bryant's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Rip left, rip left. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hey, big ass, big ass, big ass. Shut up.
Final play of the half here, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
This time, Jackson will throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. Nice big gain there from Marquise Brown, first-round pick out of Oklahoma. Of course, his cousin knows a thing or two about big catches in the NFL. That's Antonio Brown. And now Hollywood hoping to carry on the family tradition of solid production at the wide receiver position. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Bandit. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out.
They run it again with Hill. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Here we go. Hey, come on. Get ready, get ready, get ready. 57 to Mike. There's a party now. 57 to Mike.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. That's pulled in by the rookie from Notre Dame, Miles Boykin. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 26. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, it's Hill, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. First down, and it's Hill again. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Hill. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
go. Here we go. 70 ending. Mike 54. Stay with the middle.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. This will be caught at about the 5. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
It's now 4th and goal.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They run. It's Hill. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll try the right side with Bell. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Here we go, son. 45 to Mike. Defense wins championships, baby. Switch. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. And 80. Back. And lady. It's up.
To throw is Darnold. Caught here by Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. They'll run on first down. Bell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
We own man 80. We own now. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Come on, young lady. 45, Mike, 45.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Returning it is Moore. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow him to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. He's going to wind up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So in Jet territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. They'll go with Hill here on first down. He was brought down by Darryl Roberts. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On second and 9, Jackson looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun.
Mike 54. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
On third down, Jackson going for the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Baltimore, first down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And now he'll tuck it and run. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Following the penalty, it's Hill. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. As the Ravens push further out in front. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. To throw is Jackson. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now second and 4.
You ain't going nowhere.
Again, it's Bell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handling.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A shotgun snap for Darnold. This complete to the tight end Clay. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go again with Bell. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first. The field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Dez Bryant. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Meanwhile, here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Let's get it.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Ready? Pittsburgh. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I got you, pop. Hey, watch. Check, right 54. Right 54. Watch the pass. Check 3. Check. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
On 3rd down, Jackson. From the left side, it's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Now it's Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson. hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Now Darnold. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. So 15 ticks remaining as they line up for the onside kick. And wait a minute, did the Jets get it? They did. So they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. One last throw now for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down.